Sulu coming to you with another commentary video slash video in general. So on my last live stream that I did last night, we kind of touched on the the therapist who lost her job because of her outrage and her like basically throwing black dudes under the bus. We saw what happened with her. And when she did throw black dudes under the bus, I guess word got back. And then as that word got back, it equaled game over for her, right? We had that. We saw that. We saw her emotional outbursts and things like that. So, what I want to do is I kind of want to get into something that's going to be, I guess, a topic that's like, because for me, I have the phenotype of black. I'm phenotypically I'm black, right? However, culturally, I'm not black. Okay, I'm not black culturally. Culturally, and ethnically, I'm from a tribe, right? And also, I have my own traditions, which don't align with the traditions that black people have here from the United States. And so, with that being said, it presents problems. Now, it doesn't mean that you impose your traditions upon people. It means that you carry your traditions to the best of your ability without imposing them on others. So, one of our traditions is being stoic. The object of like being stoic is something that we really is ingrained in us from a young age. It was ingrained in me by my dad, Rahmatullah alayhi, from a very, very young age. Now, it was one of those bitter pills to swallow, to remain calm and keep a cool head and be like, just be able to be, I guess you can say, just be able to deal with whatever life throws at you in the best way possible without losing your mind. And always remembering that God is the architect of what it is you're going through. That's some of the lessons that were given to us. The lesson of basically being just being cool-headed. I even asked my uncle for advice, like even the other day. I said, hey, do you have any advice for me that you can give me? And what he said is, and I'm going to check it on my phone right now. Let me see real quick. I'm going to look it up. See. These WhatsApp conversations be long. But my uncle said basically just always try to keep a cool head. And I'm translating our language. You know what I mean? So just as a disclaimer, when you've been in the country for a long time, you tend to like talk like the people, but it doesn't necessarily mean that you're originally from the country. You know what I mean? I have many friends like that who are straight out of Africa, and as they are here, as they are like born here, or well, not born here, but as they are raised here and brought up here, like all of that stuff goes away. So yeah. No need to, no need for you doubters and naysayers to group me with you guys. Okay. Now, I want to read something that was given to me by a teacher about having a stout heart. Okay. And this is from an Islamic perspective. Now, the thing is that black women, especially, what they do is black women from this country will try to guilt trip black men and try to get them to be vulnerable. And you can't be vulnerable, okay? You can't afford to be vulnerable here, because if you become vulnerable, then what happens is you're going to end up getting hurt in more ways than one: physically, emotionally, mentally, and spiritually. So I want to read a little bit of something, and then we're going to break something down. So the science of the stout of heart. The expression ulu azmi, stout of heart, is mentioned once in the Quran, where Allah Ta'ala connects it to the noble quality of patient perseverance. In the context of the Fudiawa, patience was one of the highest human attributes, which emanates from the self-disclosure of the divine name Sabur, the internally patient. Now, we're not going to get into that, but we're going to get into something real quick. Basically, those stout of heart are those whose patience is annihilated in the patience of the all patient. Patient perseverance is therefore the foundation of all praiseworthy traits. Basically, what happened is that that one of the best things one can do is act contrary to one's whims, avoiding empty amusements and warding off the enticements of lower passions. The pivot of all this revolves around patient perseverance. It was for that reason I will begin by discussing it. Indeed, it is for those, Allah Ta'ala says, indeed it is for those who are fearfully aware of Allah and patiently persevere. For Allah will not forfeit the reward of those who are spiritually excellent. He says it is for those who patiently persevere and who forgive that is from the most stalwart of affairs. He says it is due to the fact that you patiently persevere, for he is good to those who are patient. I believe patience is mentioned like 99 times in the Quran, or even more, like some 90 something times, So let's see. I'm trying to find it again. Let me find it. Okay, let me look real quick. Okay. It's just talking about the scholars and what they had to deal with. Let me see. Okay, so now, patient perseverance, or patience, is known as sabr in the Arabic language. So basically, what it means is that, people had to go through patience, trials and tribulations, um, you know, and they had to be patient in those trials and tribulations. Uh, and so, let me see. Okay. Let me see. So it goes in patient perseverance is a distinguishing mark of the virtuous. He said being patient during shocking difficulties is foremost. Patient perseverance is the cause of illumination, and ignorance is the cause of injustice and enticements. He said there is no potion more beloved to Allah than two the potion of rage induced by humans and the potion of afflictions, both which a person patiently endures. By means of patient perseverance, those of noble character are distinguished from those of despicable character. Evil and harm cannot be extinguished by more evil. Rather, it can be only extinguished by means of patient perseverance. So we can use this in the gender war and realize that, by, these women are doing evil things. However, it's not going to be solved by evil. It's going to be solved by patience and looking for a different route to solve to like get have solutions for the problems that they put us through. You know. Um. Okay. Now, here's the part I want to get into, and then I'm going to get into what I wanted to do beforehand. The highest level of patience is not to relate your afflictions to anyone and not to inwardly praise yourself and hold yourself superior to those who do evil to you. This is based upon the prophetic tradition. True patience is not broadcasting one's sorrows and afflictions. And this was said by Nalato alayhi salatu salam. So I want to relate that to the fact that you don't need therapy as a man. You are equipped to handle whatever life throws at you, okay? You don't need therapy. Don't listen to women when they try to guilt trip you into therapy, okay? Now, the late Kevin Samuels, for the most part, he recommended women get therapy. I don't know if there was a situation where he recommended men get therapy. But whatever the case may be, it seemed like it was few and far between where he said to men, have you ever decided to get therapy? You know what I mean? I don't remember really seeing it that often. Now, the reason why I say that you shouldn't get therapy is for a few reasons, and I'm about to show you those reasons as well. But nobody is going to be able to find a way for you to like deal with your problems better than God is and better than you are. Therapists have not been through what you've been through, for the most part. Most of them have not been through what you've been through. If you are a black dude, regardless if you have an immigrant background or a domestic background here, you probably, if you've lived in the inner city, you've probably seen some things that you should have never seen. And you probably experienced some things that you don't need to experience. And you've probably maybe even, did some things that you didn't need to do. Therefore, most of the time, a therapist is not going to be able to relate to that. So you might as well just like put that, like just toss that away. There's no point in talking to someone about your issues because, for the most part, I'm just going to be real with you. A therapist does not care what you're going through. If you're a man in general, the world unfortunately does not care what you're going through. That's just the reality we live in. Now, Allah cares. Allah cares what you're going through. You know what I mean? He does care. I hate to say it, and this is a reminder to myself, that if you are focused, if you're trying to level up in every way, you may be faced with a lot of obstacles. God may put obstacles in your way in order for you to reach that level up. You know what I mean? Now, this is the other reason why you shouldn't get a therapist. This is also to show that no matter what your education is, even if you've been to school for a long time to do something, if you're inherently ignorant, if you're inherently just unruly, if you're inherently just like a degenerate, then it doesn't matter. So let's look at some of the other things in which the TikTok therapist who got fired from her job degrading black dudes had to say. And mind you, she is a licensed therapist. Let's look at it.
Hi, can I give you a dance story time about how you should always listen to the universe no matter what the fuck she says? Yeah.
Okay, so that's the first thing. She's probably on that that woke conscious community type thing where they believe in manifestation and they believe in your chakras aligning and all that other stuff. You know what I mean? She's probably on that tip, but let's listen.
Yes, let's go. All right, so I was like,
And then one thing I want to point out is would you really want to go to a therapist that has all these tattoos and also is kind of dressed lewd as she is? Just ask yourself that, ask yourself who really needs therapy out of the situation. Let's continue.
Show me where I'm at in my healing journey. Show me. Not sure if I'm ready, but show me.
So she even said that she's in a healing journey, and you have to understand, what is she healing from? And that's pretty self-explanatory from what we're about to listen to.
So she sent me this fine dime piece 99. This motherfucker was suspiciously fine, and you'll find out why. So he was speaking my language. I was really enticed. He was talking to me pretty nice, and I fell for the okie doke. I'm a sucker for a pretty smile. King. I'm with it. So I proceeded to talk to this motherfucker. Long story short, I was like, hey, Bluesy, how do I not?
And so there is, one thing I want to say is there is certain ways that, professionals should talk. So if a professional is talking like this, would you really consider them a professional at what they do? But let's continue.
Violate his shit and scare him away with this bomb. This shit's addictive. It's like crack. And I have to be very careful with who I give it to because I don't want to fucking move anymore, bitch. So I'm trying to suss out the craziness, and he's not giving me no craziness so far. That's what coverts do, bitch. They give you no signs. But Riley.
If you guys want to, in the comments section, let me know, do you think she suffers from multiple personality disorder? In the comments section, if you come across this video, let me know if she suffers from personality, like personality disorder, multiple personality disorder.
Please wait, bitch. The signs were there all along. Let me just spit off a few. Multiple children with multiple baby mothers. This person disclosed to me that they were once poisoned. And I'm thinking to myself, wow, you were deeply traumatized by women. But then another thought was like, wait, what are you doing? What are you doing to bitches to make them want to poison you and slash your tires and break your windows? What?
I want to also like keep in mind, like I want you guys to also keep in mind something, like the deeper a woman's voice is and the more manlier a woman sounds, just understand that that means that a lot of men have been inside of her voice box, you know. Just understand that. And she's no exception.
I kind of want to see what that thing do. I want to see.
So she even admitted that she is not completely healed from her love of toxicity. So here you have a therapist, you know, who actually you would think would have like, who's human too. We understand humans will be humans, but would have those parts of her life sorted out. You know what I mean? Those because these are like the tangibles. You know what I mean? You would think that those would be sorted out, but she did not sort them out whatsoever. And so what needs to be said is she definitely is attracted to Pookie, Ray Ray, Tyrone, Sibo, and D-Loc. And Man as well.
Bitches go crazy. So come time to slide. It's mid. Fuck! Again? It's fucking mid, bitch. Why y'all be talking a good game? Why y'all be setting things up? Why y'all be pretending like y'all can just like really just
They fall for it though, and she's one of them that fall for it. And you know, I'm gonna be honest, I wouldn't be surprised if he dug her guts out. You know, I wouldn't be surprised at all. You know what I mean?
mid. I'm tired. I'm tired of putting this good coochie. I'm tired of putting it on y'all.
So she's admitting, like she's actually admitting that she's getting ran through. You know, like I honestly wouldn't want a promiscuous. If I was into therapy, I wouldn't want to like promiscuous and lewd therapists, because it's like, okay, well, you're doing this, but yet you're trying to give someone else advice. No, thank you. Let's continue.
Fucking whack! I'm tired. I'm tired.
And let me say something too. The women in the comment section were actually encouraging this behavior as well. And actually one of them said, oh, I need to book a session with her. So you have to ask yourself, is she's really going to help these people or just really furthermore like destroy these people? But let's continue.
I'm tired. I just want some good dick. I just fucking want some fucking... Okay, so not only did this person try to emotionally manipulate me several occasions, they ghosted me many times.
So just understand something too. Women ghost men all the time. As a matter of fact, if a man shows interest in a woman, chances are she's not going to even reply to you. You know, even if it's in a dating app. I personally don't use dating apps. But if you have a dating app and you show interest to a woman, yeah, forget about getting a reply. It's not going to happen, man. You might as well just like kiss that goodbye.
Hang out with me at night. So it was just like really indicating like, sir, you don't really like me. And I was like, universe, give me more of a sign, because this is clearly not enough for me. I'm too forgiving if anybody noticed. So I used my magic. I was like, universe, send me a sign. So I'm talking to another bitch.
So the thing is with this is that if someone's like really professional in their field of work, like why would they be doing things like this? Like, and you know, women in the audience, in their comment section, they were, again, I'm saying they were actually like condoning this behavior. But let's continue.
He didn't get the opportunity to play me. Thank you, universe. Thank you.
Okay, so let's look at another clip of her.
If I talk about narc abuse and your first immediate reaction is to blame the victim, you should probably fucking go to therapy.
Okay, so with that being said, it goes back to being the patient, having a patient heart, like having a stout heart, being stoic and things like that. And, you know, as a Fulani, it's kind of ingrained in us to do that from an early age. We have something called pulaku, but that would be another video in itself. You can request if you want me to break down pulaku. If you want me to break down pulaku, you can like request it in the comment section, and I'll break down pulaku. But pulaku, that in itself would take like another hour to break down, but that's beside the point. But but yeah, if you decide to stay in a relationship, then yeah, obviously it's your fault. There's actually this one movie. It was like a low budget movie, and it kind of like social conditioned women to stay in like bad relationships. It was called The Preacher's Daughter, and it was about like this one Pookie in the music industry, and like he was just like abusing this woman, putting her through the ringer and stuff like that. And you know, she decided to stay. She decided to travel with him. When he said, "Okay, I'm gonna walk out," she decided to get the blunt and smoke it with him. You know what I mean? So let's continue.
If your first immediate response is, well, the bitch stayed in the relationship too long, you should probably go to fucking therapy because you don't know how abuse and manipulation works.
We do know how it works, but it's just that like we also know that, you know, if you see we also know how logic works too. Like if you see a pattern going on and it's gonna continue and you see the pattern keep on going, we're kind of gonna like get a hint and leave. You know what I mean? That's just what men do, unless you're a beta simp cuckozoid.
Let's provide some psychoeducation on how this shit's supposed to work. Not supposed to work. It's not supposed to be a thing, but how it works. Motherfuckers will idealize you. Literally make you feel like you are the queen. I mean, you are. Narcs get on my fucking nerves. You are the queen. You are the top, but...
Never pedestalize a woman either. Never call her like a queen. Never call her a goddess. Don't do that. You know, don't set yourself up for that that conundrum. You know what I mean? You're better than that. You know, that's what I'm gonna say. You're better than that. You don't need to do that. You know, you're a man. You know what I mean? I don't even think that like men kings even called their wives who were queens. I don't even think they did that back in the day. But let's continue.
And this weird ass thing happens where they're just like, psych, nope. Let me start devaluing you. Let me start calling you subtle ass, bitch ass, backhanded names. Let me start gaslighting the.
They like that though. They like that because you saw in the first clip that she said, I can't help, like I'm attracted to toxicity. So they like that. So don't fall for that.
Out of you to make you feel crazy. And then there's the discard stage where they just get rid of you. So at what point is the victim responsible for any of that manipulation?
The point where she decides to lay down with him, the point where she decides to have kids with him, the point where she decides to believe the words that he actually says, and instead of looking at his actions, decides to just go with the words that this guy has said. That's when she is responsible.
Let me know in the comments.
Okay, so ask yourself, would you want her to be your therapist when I show you these few clips? Let's continue.
Okay, since some of y'all need the confirmation from mental health professionals, if you want to be a hoe, be a hoe.
Okay, so like, I mean, I've heard this many times before. I mean, I've heard it from conscious women, quote unquote, from the woke community, who have said like, okay, it's okay to be a hoe. It's okay to have an HOE face. It's okay to have a 304 face. Now you're hearing this from quote unquote therapists, which I mean, I'm pretty sure if you ask her body count, she would be very offended. But let's continue.
If you want to be a slut, be a slut. If you want to go thought it out in the streets, bye, bitch. Be in the fucking streets. But definitely be safe about it and try to find people.
So she's not condemning it, you know what I mean? She's not like saying, okay, it's not cool. That's not gonna really lead you to a productive and proactive future. She's not saying that. She's actually like conforming and actually letting you know it's okay to do.
That are reasonably sane. But other than that, yellow, shake that shit open. Because you know why? Because you know why? You're going to die. And you want to be in your death, baby, like, damn, I should have shrugged on this note.
Now, from an Islamic perspective, I mean, you know, we understand that death is just a transition to what's to come. And I'm not trying to impose my beliefs on anybody, but I mean, you know, there's things that the eye has not seen on this earth that if, you know, God decides, and if your, you know, your way of living here on earth aligns with the way that God wanted you to live, that you will be able to experience those things. And those things include, you know, I mean, the pleasures of, the pleasures, you know what I mean, for both men and women as well.
You want to be there? No. You want to tell you?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that when you're dying, you're not thinking about like, oh, I should have did this, oh, I should have did that. You're not thinking at all. You're just transitioning. That's what's happening.
Kids, yes, I was thotting. I was popping. I was living my life. Because you know why, bitch? You're going to die. So if you're thinking, should I sit on this shit? Sit on it. Sit on it. Sit on it. I'm a strong advocate for being a slut. Make sure you get that clean bill of health and use that protection, because we ain't trying to get trapped out here. We ain't trying to get... But yeah, be a hoe. Your therapist co-sign it. Be a hoe.
Okay, so now the thing is that there was actually a Casper Karen therapist, and she, in the comment that came from the Casper Karen therapist, was from one pro ho therapist to another. Thank you for being out here doing the important work. Okay. Encouraging this. Let's listen.
Listen, if you a pro therapist, stand up. Shake that ass. Stand up. Anyway, yeah, no, I'm a pro therapist through and through. I believe that you should be able to sit, fuck, suck on whatever the fuck you want, as long as you're safe about it. So let's take a dive into, like, safety. Obviously, precautions. Wrap that shit up. I don't give a fuck what these motherfuckers is telling you. I don't care if they, oh, I love you, baby. Fuck him. It's not that deep. Wrap it up. If you like the little zestier type spice, make sure you get that motherfucking clean bit of health. I just got my shit. Clink, clink, clink. Better believe that when I want to...
So she's telling you that, like, basically she's telling you that, I'm pretty sure, like, SIBO and D-Lo are, like, just, like, rearranging her guts. You know what I mean? She's actually telling you these things, right?
Like a bird, I'm gonna fly away when I feel like it, because y'all take a lot of energy. Make sure you're coming. We don't fake shit. If you bad at it, you bad at it. Next.
So I'm pretty sure that, like, you judging by what she said, I'm pretty sure, you know, I'm pretty sure that you would probably need a, like, foot long for you to even, like, for her to be even like, oh, like, you know, for her to even feel anything, you know what I mean? Like, so let that be a note as well.
But you also want to make sure that you're sound mentally. If you are going through a fucking depressive episode and you use sex and coke, probably not the best idea. So
I mean, in the comments section, if you guys don't mind, I want to. I would like to know from your opinion. Do you think that she is sound mentally? Like, do you think that like she's actually sound mentally yourself? Like honestly, would you, if you watch this, yeah, if you watch these videos and if you knew these videos existed, would you personally recommend her as a therapist to like maybe your friends and be like, hey, you know, I know this person, they can like set you up, you know, they can help you out? I would like to know.
That you're like mentally, spiritually, and physically able to engage in safe wholeness.
Okay, so that's about it. So my message is, um, be patient, be stoic, have a stout heart. Nobody is really going to care about your plight, except for Allah. You know, even, and I'm saying this to non-Muslims too. You know, I'm letting you know that, hey, you know, even if you're non-Muslim, you know, Allah's, hey, he will still make a way for you. You know, I'm letting you know right now. You know what I mean? Like it, like contrary to what Christians and others present. You know, Allah's mercy encompasses all things, and that includes people who may not recognize Allah. But yeah, no need for therapy. You don't need to go to therapy. You don't need to spend money on a therapist. That money can go towards something else more productive and conducive to you. You just need to have a stout heart. But with that being said, Fool is signing out. Leave your thoughts, leave your comments on Jarama.